My Surrender Church family, have you ever wondered where to find resurrection life? That's what we're going to talk about today. Jesus is in the business of bringing dead things back to life. That's what he does with all true believers. We were dead, we're alive in him. God has spiritually raised us from the dead if we trust in him. So, what does a newly living person do?
It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
We've been reading and studying the book of Colossians, and this letter can be divided into two sections. Chapters 1 and 2 have the doctrine. We are resurrected in Jesus. Chapters 3 and 4 have the duty, which means we are living in, by, and through the resurrection life of Jesus. Resurrection means alive from the dead. We begin looking at chapter 3, verse 1 today. Let's read. My Bible says, "If you then were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God." Let's check out an outline for this text. First, we have the reminder. If you were raised with Christ. Then we have the responsibility. Seek those things which are above. Then we have the resource. Where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. This verse immediately follows chapter 2, because it's chapter 3. Paul warned us about 3 pitfalls to spiritual life. 3 things he said we need to avoid at all costs. The first one was legalism, living by rules to impress God or even impress others.
Your return to shore was not part of our negotiations nor our agreement, so I must do nothing. And secondly, you must be a pirate for the pirate's code to apply, and you're not. And thirdly, the code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
The second one was weird spirituality, seeking some experience to discover spiritual life, or even talking to angels or demons. And the third one was humanistic asceticism, which is a complicated way of saying denying yourself to make you more holy. And now Paul wants to show us the true process of living spiritual life. He says, if then you were raised. If then you were raised. Here Paul reminds us what he just told us in the last chapter, just in case we forgot already. And what did he tell us? The gospel, the true life, the truth and the life. I'm going to read to you chapter 2, verses 13 and 14. "And you, being dead in the trespasses and the uncircumcision of your flesh, he has made alive together with him, having forgiven all your trespasses, having wiped out the handwriting of requirements that was against us, which was contrary to us, and he has taken it out of the way, having nailed it to the cross." So Paul says now, if then you were raised, he was raised, you were raised, you were raised, he was raised. That means that there's some sort of union between Jesus and his people. A union. Such a union that, number one, by his death on the cross, we became dead to sin also. Number 2, by his resurrection, we are given new life as well. What happened to him happened to us. What happened to him happened to us. What happened to him happened to us. Now what? Since Jesus is in heaven, our life is also really and practically in heaven also, because what happened to him happens to us. So our life is in heaven, so we are to seek those things which are above. The word seek in Greek is zeteo, which means keep on seeking. Don't just sit there. Get up and do. Seek, dig, knock, ask. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to do my best? Am I supposed to do more stuff? Am I supposed to do what? What am I supposed to seek? How do I seek? Pursue a heavenly relationship with God through Jesus. That's what he's talking about. Pursue a heavenly relationship with God through Jesus. Is grace passive? Since Jesus just provides everything I need, does that mean I just sit here like a bump on a log? No, 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 no. Grace is the most active thing in the world. And out of this world. Because we actively seek and obtain grace from heaven. So there's that word strive that you've heard. Strive, and usually it's a bad thing. In this situation, it's a good thing. But how does that work? How do I do that? How do I seek those things which are above? Well, look at the address. Where do we find this resurrection life? Above, in heaven. It's a spiritual life, a heavenly life. We were created to have a spiritual relationship with God, connected to God, receiving help from above, from heaven. The relationship or union with Jesus is based on grace. So for us to connect or unionize with him, we must have humility. For God gives grace to the humble. And faith, because we access grace by faith. So our text says, if then you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is. Where Christ is. Jesus is where? In heaven. And if he's there, that means our everything is there. And since he is our everything, what we need is there. Our life, our hope, our love, our strength, everything. What is he doing up there? Is he stressing out? Is he struggling? No. He's sitting, seated at the right hand of God, sitting at the right hand of God. He's sitting. He's chilling.
Feasting and smoking.
We are sitting on a field of victory, enjoying a few well-earned comforts. The salted pork is particularly good.
Salted pork.
He's probably eating bacon for sure. If then you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. Wouldn't life be different if we were sitting at the right hand of God, able to ask anything we wanted, ask for anything we needed, no fear, no worries, no stress, no enemies, no, just at peace, at peace. Oh yeah, that would be nice. And we are. Since we were raised with Jesus, we have our life with his. We are with him. Just dive into your relationship with God. He has given you a perfect union or relationship with him. So enjoy it. Don't seek anything else. Don't waste your time seeking anything else. He's the only source of inner spiritual life. So seek what's above. Let's do a Spurgeon quote. Your Lord and Master has gone up to heaven. You profess that he represents you, and that you have gone up there in him and with him. Then do not seek the things which are down here below, the things of earth, but live where your life has gone, where your treasure is. There let your heart be. Does your heart know where its life is found? Does your heart attach to things here on earth way too easily? The solution is to believe him and seek him. To believe that he has raised you with Christ and that your life is hidden with him. You're complete in him. Our goal is to live out this heavenly relationship more and more every day. Seeking God is not just about reading the Bible more or praying more. Both of those are good things. Both of them are helpful in our relationship with him. Am I seeking God to lean upon him, to really trust in him, to simply be the object of his love, the person that he loves to help out or pour his grace out upon? Be a child of God. Be what you really are. I want to close with something that Hudson Taylor wrote. He said, "All God's giants have been weak men and women who did great things for God because they reckoned on his being with them." That means they counted on him being with them. God uses men and women who are weak and feeble enough to lean on him. All this describes a relationship with God with humility and faith. Our union with Jesus is the key to everything. Limitless resources supplied by limitless love. And that is where the resurrection life is that we share with Jesus. We share a resurrection life with Jesus. I love you, family.